Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Shemel Shai Bashem Wakakwadash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. And I'll say this: Israel will not be saved. The only ones that will be saved or delivered are the 144,000 and the elect, the rest of the elect out there. When you read Revelation chapter 7, which is a very easy chapter. That's why we really don't go into Revelation 7 chapters. Very easy to understand. But then again, we might have to do a breakdown on it because people get stupid, you know. I don't understand what it's talking about. Well, we might have to do one because the infamous vocab Malone, Satan's son, Lucifer Jr. That's another name for you, vocab, Lucifer Jr. He made a statement. This demon made a statement that there's a term called replacement theology, or also known as supersessionism, right? So when you read the New Testament, mainly, let's focus on Revelation 7. He says, well, Revelation 7 is not talking about Israelites, it's talking about the body of believers or the church. And they could be of any nation. And you know how we prove that? Because it's Dan is not in there, and Ephraim is not in there. So that's not talking about Israel. Oh boy. Anyway, that the only ones that's going to be delivered are the people that mentioned, are the ones mentioned in Revelation 7, starting with the 144,000, starting with the 12, the rest of the 144,000, and the multitude dressed in white with palms in their hands, which says from all nations, kings, tongues. Then he goes in to see that proves that they're not Israelites. No, don't you know? We're in America. I don't speak Hebrew. I don't speak fluent. I can't hold a conversation with you in Hebrew. Now, there's one time I was able to speak it pretty fluently when Ariah was teaching. Me and High Priest Ariah used to have conversation in the Hebrew. I knew I had about maybe 250, 300 words in my command. Just throwing a number out there, but I can hold a conversation. And I remember I was I'm gonna give you the title in the middle of the video in a minute. But I remember even talking to certain Jays out there, and I would pick up what they were saying, and I could say certain things. And we know how to say things their way. Like, for example, Yahweh, they say Yehuda or Yehudi or Yehudim, Judites. Or Levi, lawyer, they might say Levi. So there's certain words that we, if they were speaking, you pick out certain words. When I used to work out of Muncie, I was a big, I see the Lubavitcher community. There's two sects. There's Hasidim and the Lubavitcher. And one, I believe it's, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the Lubavitcher is in Israel. And I had a lengthy conversation with one of them at a Muncie, big Jewish community. You drive in that area, you know you're there because the signs are all written in Assyrian or Aramaic, so you can understand. Syriac, or modern Hebrew, as they call it. And you can see the different signs written in the Hebrew, man. And I would actually read the signs. So that means this and this means that. But anyway, let me. Like I said, I knew a little bit of Hebrew. I was somewhat fluent in it. I pick up languages pretty quick if I want to. But we had a brother, I don't know where he is now, named Shalimar. And he was in the school before I was, maybe 6 months before I was. And it was Saturday class, which was a Sabbath. We thought that was a Sabbath. High Priest Ariah's class. Not too many people went to Ariah's class because it was like going to actual school. It was like going to college. And he had went to a lot of books and wrote on the blackboard. He was like a professor. He didn't tell jokes. I mean, he goofed around. If he knew you, he goofed around with you. You know, he'll, like one time we was on 86. It was me, Apostle Gabar, and I think Apostle Ryan Blob, and Ariel was behind me, and he kind of put his finger up to don't say nothing, and he grabbed me, playing around with me, and I did I knew it was somebody that I knew, and I kind of did a move on him, and we just started laughing. So Ariel was very serious, but now when you got to know him, he let his guard down. He was, he goofed off like any other person, man. But anyway, when we used to come out from the camp, we used to speak Hebrew. We used to speak each other, ask each other questions and so forth. But this guy, Shalimar, was able to speak the ancient Hebrew fluently, and he can actually hold a long conversation with the small hats, with the J's. He was able to read the Hebrew like someone that reads the English. He was able to read the Hebrew faster than I could read it in English. So he surpassed Ariah, but he wasn't really all that, when you ask him about certain prophecies and scriptures, he wasn't all that keen on the scriptures like he should have been. His forte was, actually the word is fort, not forte. Forte only applies to playing musical instruments. I play the drums, I play the piano, but my forte is the drums, is the drum set. But let me get into this title right here. Forgive me for the little rant, but there's lessons within lessons. I don't want to make this long. I'm going to title this video, "If you claim to be a prophet of Yasha Allah, how is it that you don't know the name of the Father and the Son?" So this is a video that was put up by Daily Edification 4, entitled, "How long do you think the Heavenly Father and Son will tolerate the disrespect of their names?" Right. If you might have a boss that you don't like. His name is Mr. Jones or whatever. And behind his back, you might call him asshole. Now, do you think if it got to him that, they call you behind your back, they call you Mr. Asshole, and they say, he's going to say, who started that? Who said it? This guy right here? I'm going to look for a way to fire him, man. So, you got the IUIC, with the purple marching all over the place. They don't know the name of the Most High. And that's a diss when you don't, if you're a prophet, and you don't know the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, then you're really not a prophet. You're a false prophet. You're a false prophet. Because it doesn't make no goddamn sense for you to believe that you're a prophet and the Lord is working through you, but he just happened to not give you the names. Huh? This fucking pissed me off. Now, this video right here is based upon another video that the brother did, lambacking off of the video that I did, and I'm pretty sure there's more brothers that's going to do videos based on this video right here. As a matter of fact, you know what I was thinking? That I don't know how close this woman is to Dallas or Houston or whatever GMS is, because she did mention GMS. Hold up. If you watch the beginning of the video, she mentioned the various groups in Texas. I don't know if she was Dallas. I got to go back to the beginning. But she said IUIC. You guys represent IUIC. Then she said GMS. Then they said ISUPK. And there was another. They mentioned Sicaria. Should have mentioned Sicaria. Sicaria is a major group out there. But she did mention GMS, and she did say in the video, well, we know the letter J wasn't around back then. Where'd she get that from? She got it from us. We were the one that pushed the letter J, and I was the one that pushed came across because before that we used to say the letter J came about in the 1600s or the 17th century or whatever. It actually came about in the 1500s, to be exact, 1524, by a man by the name of Trissino. And he's also called the father of the letter J, or the father of the alphabet. It also is called the Renaissance alphabet. Not only did you have Renaissance art, but you had a Renaissance alphabet. The Greek, the Hebrew, the Aramaic, all have 22 characters. The alphabet that we use today, A B C D E F G, whatever, is 26. Those extra 4 letters go back to Trissino. So J was an extension of the I. So she said it. She said that we know J wasn't around back then. And then she said we know that the true name of the Lord is Yah. She didn't say it. She said Yahweh. She heard us say Yahweh Shai, but she said Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shah, which Yahweh Shai. So then this bubblehead, he says, oh, well, that's just a title. And I proved in my video that the angel Gabriel said, this is what you're going, this is his name. And I look up the word name, Greek word onoma, which is Greek for name. It wasn't title. His title was the Messiah, Hamashiach, or the Christ. Christ is nothing but a title. Yahweh Shah was his name. And it was specifically given to him by the angel Gabriel, because the Most High instructed the angel Gabriel to tell the parents of the child that this, you ain't gonna name him what you want to name him. You're gonna give him this name. And what does it mean? He delivered, because he's going to deliver the Israelites. So now I remember, so I got mad, and then she kept pushing. Well, what is his name? What is his name? And then this guy says Emmanuel, which nobody called him Emmanuel, man. And this pisses me the fuck off. But then again, it doesn't. Now, when you go back to the One West, the main split, One West, and then many years later, this guy, the so-called God sent comforter, the Tazadak Yah, he said he became the head guy over the rest of the 4. Was High Priest Ariel, High Priest Shaw, High Priest Shai, High Priest Kazak. Now, if I was there, that shit, they would have kicked me out. They would have been kicked me out. They would have said, get the fuck out of here. You know? In my, they would have said, get the fuck out of here. Because I wouldn't have tolerated that bullshit, especially when they said, you know what, the Spirit came to me and the Lord told me that we don't got the name. Well, wait a minute, ain't you the God sent comforter? Then the Most High said, and I'm paraphrasing, when the comforter come, it shall bring you into all truth, it shall teach you all things. So isn't knowing the name of the Most High and the name of the Son, isn't that part of knowing all things? So during that time when he said we don't know the name, IUIC, they had certain, and I remember Kanai, Bishop Kanai, and Deacon, what's his name, Abba Ya'ala, I believe his name, but he changed his name to Abiel, which is hillbilly Hebrew. Bishop Yawasop, which he was a part of my camp along with Bishop Nate. There was a breakup, and he didn't. When Bishop Nate started the school in 203, Yawasop wasn't a part of it. Then he kind of came in, maybe later that year or something, and they kind of got back together. Yawasop is ancient Hebrew, right? Which, by the way, Bishop Nate called ancient Hebrew Ebonics. He said, because a nigga jump up and say Yahweh. So he knew the name. Right then he disrespected the name of the supreme power. Most I might kick his head off. You know? with them plugs in his head. Most High might kick his head clean off, you know. So and then he did a mockery video when they went out to the woods. There was a stone that it said Yahweh, but it was written wrong, showing you that the Most High took it. Matthew 13, 11, 12, 13 verse. Giveth, taketh away. He wrote the Hebrew backwards. He wrote it wrong. And he said, what is it saying? You had this Ephraimite dude, which I don't even see him no more, so I don't know if he fell out or whatever. And then that's when he started calling us bums, which the law says if you find a brother in decay, you're supposed to restore him. So we're waiting for you to come give me a call and get your checkbook out. Okay? So you're a hypocrite all the way around. So we said when we first, they had a meeting. They had a meeting. What year was it? Well, it was after YouTube. So we're talking maybe 2009, maybe 2010. Somewhere around there. That's when Barak Shaw and Bishop Nathaniel was together. Then there was a split, and we already knew what that split was about because I asked him personally went on Bishop Nate's page and said, what was this all about? And he didn't know it was me. Because I said, is it true that you guys split up? He said, yes, it was over our wives, or something to the effect. That was back in 2010. So he had set up the IUIC 2003. He went on YouTube 2006, a year before we got on YouTube. And I would say it was about 2010. But prior to that, Yahweh Shai would speak and he would say Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Shakya, which he left, he would say Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Kanai would say Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Deacon Abiel would say Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. And then all of a sudden, they stopped using the name. Then come to find out that Bishop Nathaniel called a meeting and said, we're going to agree not to use the word Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Now, right then and there, if I was there, I would say, first of all, why are we not using the name? What happened? Now, I don't know what he was going to say, but I'm like, look, I'm going to still use the name. And I'll probably say that and probably never come back to the school. I may just get up and leave. Or they may just kick me out. Like they kicked us out. They like kicking people out. Like they kicked us out on Cornelius being an Israelite thing. We got kicked out. He said, y'all get the fuck out the school. Cornelius is an Edomite. What does he teach now? Cornelius is, in fact, the people that said that Cornelius was an Edomite, they now say that Cornelius is an Israelite. So that was wicked. Matthew 10, they show cast you out of their synagogues or the temples, houses of worship. So, when I saw this video, now I'm going to say this again. I said it and I kind of caught in this video. You brothers, you men out there, you can do it if you want. If you don't, you don't have to. If she's close to Dallas or close to Houston or whatever, get in contact. Go to the video saying we GMS. We want to go on your show. You can have the Muslim there, and come with the real power. Come with the real power. Don't come like these two clowns like right here, man. A lot of the time they weren't even speaking. Like I said in the video, any word that they use, I would grab it. I said, let me ask you a question. What does the word sin mean? Well, Jesus is a savior. I got a question. Who did he come to save? He come to save it. I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna keep like in basketball. Steal. You can steal the ball. I'd be stealing the ball all night long. All kind of buzzwords popped up. And these guys were just sitting there like two stumps on a log, whatever the saying is. Man, this guy, he going to say, Jesus, Yeshua, Yahweh Shai, Yeshua. You do it all. Total disrespect for the name, which I know. I'm not going to say which leads me to believe. I know that Bishop Nate probably pushes out the name Yahweh Shai and Yahweh, but they're not real names. They're not real names. speaks about the new name. The Lord's going to give us a new name. Well, wait a minute. The Lord made a statement to Moses. He said, "This is my name forever." So how in the hell are he going to change his name? That will make him a liar. Romans 3. Most High is not a liar. A man that he should lie. Merely paraphrasing. So anyway, my thing is this. Something happened 2009, 2010, when he had called that meeting, and everybody agreed with it, which you co-signed with that blasphemy. And that is blasphemy. That is blasphemy. Blaspheme his name. When you look up the word blasphemy, loosely translated, it means, one of the definitions is to disrespect the Lord. So if you call him something else, he's mad as hell. He wants to kick your head off. So in closing, I'm going to say this. When you had that meeting behind the scenes, who did you have? You had a meeting. You didn't just get up one day and said, "Oh, no, I'm going to have a." You had a meeting, man. You had a meeting. Well, I can't prove it, but something happened, and that's when y'all started blowing up. That's when y'all started blowing up. Before that, y'all had different colored garments and sweaters with fringes on it and shit. All of a sudden, y'all started blowing up. Schools started getting built. Y'all, man, shit. They done made you a mega church, man. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. With that, I'm going to say shalom.